Hi folks, I come back up to the Cefn Ddu Forestry to get the February recording. Today seems to be the only time this month where it's not going to be absolutely lashing it down with rain. At the moment it's actually snowing, just lightly, but the wind is going to die down in a bit and the snow is going to stop. And for most of the night we're not going to get any rain or any more snow, and the wind's going to die down to around 9-10 miles an hour. So I thought, yep, that's the ideal window, let's go and do it now. So what I've done is I've set a drop rig up, I've taped some clippies around the tree. I've come to a slightly different location than the last time. In here is pretty primal, as you can see. Tumble down trees, loads of moss and lichens. So I'm standing on like a mattress of the moss, because underneath is like a big bog. Pretty amazing place. Okay, so I've already set record, and now I'm going to bail out here and I'll see you when we come back to get the rig, if it's still here. Right, we're back the next day and our plan, the weather window, has worked perfectly. So this morning there's no wind, it's sunny, you may be able to hear birds around me, and I can see a big fat buzzard sitting up on a tree up there. That's just above where the drop rig is. We won't be able to see it on this camera, it's a bit too far away, but just look at it. Absolutely gobsmacking. So because there's no wind and it's quite still, then we know we're going to be able to hear the birds in the recording, and that'll make a big difference when we come to identify them when we get the recording back home. So folks, plan your weather window. Obviously if it goes wrong you can just go and do another one. So getting the weather window is really important to get your monthly quota, at least one a month. And then with the data, when we put it into a spreadsheet, yes folks, we put it in a spreadsheet, you'll see patterns emerging. So these kinds of days, you hear all the birds. And it's worth doing a bit of forward planning, forward thinking, or like this time of year in the winter, you may not get that many days we are able to record. But all this will show up in the data later. So I'm going to cross the bog now, get into that little bit of woodland and see if the drop rig's still there. Those beige looking rushes are my marker, so I need to go about another 10 metres further down, then cut right, and they should be there. I've overshot the mark a little bit. I'll cross here. You can see the drop rig's still here. Excellent. So you can see the drop rig's still here, but is it still switched on? Let's have a look. Yeah, recorder's still on, power bank's still on. Again, we've used about 30%, so it takes about 16 hours to eat up 30%. Okay, so I'll leave some snippets if there's any. I'll put the 1 hour before and after dusk and dawn in the Cefn Ddu Forestry Plantation archive playlist. So remember folks, weather windows, they're important. Thanks for watching, see you next time.